Hey everybody. Get my blush fixed. How y'all doing today? I got some questions. Come on in here. I got some water. Yeehaw. Let's get this stuff going. Hey Shelly, Elizabeth, Wendy, come on in. And Andrea, Lacey, Phyllis, come on in here. Mary, we got stuff to talk about. Yeah, I'm not usually in this light color. I don't really like it. I like purple. I like red. Okay, folks. We're getting some people in here. Today's Thursday. It's the day that we try to get a few things done when we're out and about. Now, if you're at work, pick up a few things on your way home so you don't have to do it on the weekend. Yeah, I do need a magic mirror, but I don't have one. I probably have a looking glass somewhere. Anyway, I got a magic wand. I got a magic wand Robert made for me. It's to flip off my notifications as they come up so I can still see your comments. Not that I can read them very well. Justin thinks I need to get a new iPad that will help me be able to see things better. But hey, it is what it is. Red looks, my sister says red looks better. Yep, I like red. Red, red, red. Now, last night, I had a scary, scary dream. Scary dream. And I couldn't talk. And Robert knew I was trying to talk, and so he's trying to help me either wake up, but something was after me. Something was after, something dark and standing over the top of me in bed, and I was turned toward Robert, and it was trying to pull me away from Robert. And it scared me. It scared me, and I was trying to voice these words. Get the gun. Get the gun. And I couldn't say them, and I tried to say it 3 times. And Robert knew I was trying to talk, and I couldn't talk. And there was this big dark thing standing over me. Robert said I needed to tell all y'all about it. So you all pray to keep that big dark thing away from me. It really did scare me. I ended up sleeping on the couch for a little bit. So, folks, I don't like bad dreams. I don't think this was a dream. I really don't think this was a dream. It kind of geezed me out just a little bit. Anyway, so I'm a little tired today because that happened around 4 o'clock in the morning. So, folks, let's drink our water. You had some homework assignments yesterday. Now, we're really focusing on decluttering. Now, I've got them right here. We were going to clean off our desk. How many of you cleaned off your desk? Let's see some happy faces come around. We're going to declutter plants on our front porch. We were going to declutter our launch pads. And we were going to declutter our kitchen table or our dining room table. And getting these things done is really going to make a big difference in your home because it's hard to clean house when you got clutter everywhere. And I'm trying to find a box to put these in. So let's come up with 3 more areas to declutter. Now, one of the things I did last year is I decluttered my Christmas decorations. And I did it as I was putting them away. Well, I really did it as I was getting them out. And it it helped me to work efficiently. And then I sorted everything the way I wanted them done. I have a small tree and a large tree box for decorations. And so I decluttered all the things I didn't use last year. Decluttered them all. So keep that in mind when you get your Christmas decorations out. I want you to declutter them. But let's come up with some other things to declutter this week. Let's declutter some office stuff. You know, we got a lot of things in our office, so let's declutter office supplies. Office. What am I going to call it? Office. We got 2 and 3 extras of things. So let's declutter some stuff. Let's build, an office in a bag for a friend of yours. Let's just start decluttering some office supplies. Okay, and let's see. What else are we going to declutter? Something in, because next week we are in the kitchen. Let's declutter front porch. There's my brother-in-law. Let's declutter. We've already done the pantry. Let's declutter some boots and stuff in our coat closet. Declutter shoes. The person who dies with the most shoes does not win. Let's declutter some shoes, and then let's declutter. Let's see. Declutter. Let's do some books. Let's get rid of some books. Let's get rid of 5 books. Declutter 5 books. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but there are 5 books that you don't read, that you don't want to read, that you're never going to read. And let's deal with those books. Now, we've been talking about our paper clutter, and I told you yesterday that most of our paper clutter is trash. 95% of our paper clutter is trash. And I learned this from Rita Davenport in 1988. I saved up my pennies. I mean, literally, I saved up pennies and change for about a year to buy her cassette tape video series. It's Time for You. That was the name of it. It's Time for You. And it was 13 tapes, and I listened to them over and over again. And I re-listen to them every year. Not on a cassette. I've put them into a digital format. And this woman changed my life. Her books, her message, the way she did things. And she was a CEO of a huge company called Arbonne. And what she realized is that 95% of the paper in her office was clutter. So she went on vacation. She's gone for 2 weeks, and while she was gone, all her mail piled up on her desk. When she got back to work, she couldn't breathe because there was all this pile of mail, and it was just daunting. So she moves it all over to the credenza. She puts it in a garbage bag and puts it over on the credenza to go through a little bit at a time. And the next morning when she came to work, the bag was gone. Totally gone. I mean, the housekeeping service had thrown it away. Well, she didn't know what to do. She was just blown away that here all this mail, a garbage bag full of mail, was gone. And she thought, what am I going to do? Well, she's over the next couple of months, she got a couple of people that sent her letters and wanted to know why this is before we had email, wanted to know why she hadn't responded to such and such. And then there was somebody 6 months later asked, why haven't you cashed that check I sent you? So 2 checks had to be replaced, and she had to RSVP to a couple of things. Of that whole big bag of trash mail, 4 things were gone. 4 things were the only important things in the whole thing. The rest of it was clutter. Wow. So when we think about the mail that comes in to our house, we'll have a stack of mail about like this, and we go through it. There's magazines, there's credit card applications. Those need to be shredded right away. Just most of what comes in, you may have one piece of mail that is important of everything that comes in every day. So getting a handle and dealing with the mail as it comes in is going to change your life. It really is going to change your life. So try it. When we put something down on a flat surface, what we're really saying is, I don't have time to deal with you right now, when it only takes 30 seconds to go through the mail. You see that? 30 seconds to go through the mail. So don't get caught in that I don't have time syndrome, because you do have time. All you got to do is throw the trash away. And I have a bag, a craft paper bag with handles on it that I use to put this junk mail in, and we burn it. Either we burn it out at our fire pit, or I burn it in the fireplace. So deal with your mail as it comes in the house. It is going to help you to keep from making those piles of hot spots of junk mail. Next, we have lots of paper clutter. It's stuffed in every drawer, in every cabinet, in your closet. It's in garbage bags in your closet. It's in laundry baskets. And you've got filing cabinet after filing cabinet. Instead of emptying out a filing cabinet and destroying the things that are 7 years old or older, you hold on to them. And if you will just start going through things 4, 5, 6 inches at a time, you can empty out a filing cabinet right fast. You really can. You can do this. If I did it, anybody can do it. So getting rid of this clutter that's taking over every important space. Now, if I were to show you my closet right over here, you would see it's quite organized. I have some little bitty drawers. In fact, I might show you. No, I got other things in there right now. Main thing is, I have an office closet. I don't have a desk. I have a vanity, but I don't have a desk. I have in the living room where I work every day, I have a table, and inside that table is a basket, and I keep things in there. And then I have little drawers over here that I keep things in. I actually have an empty drawer that I'm thinking about putting some things in, but for right now, I can find things. I really can find things. And I've decluttered books out of this closet. I've decluttered a lot of things out of this closet over the years. It used to things fall out on top of my head all the time, but it doesn't do that anymore. So let's get rid of some of this stuff. It is standing in your way of having an efficient home, because we're having to work around all this clutter all the time. And when you think about it, when you get rid of this clutter, your routines are going to be a breeze. I mean, an absolute breeze. All you got to do is get the clutter out of the way. You can dust. You're not having to move stuff. You can dust easily. So I've got some questions, if I can find them. Here they are. Liz sent me a bunch of questions, and I'm just going to start at the top. And if you've got questions, Liz can send them to me in Slack or something. Would your son be up for a series of videos to help the fluttering men in our lives with their chaotic garages. Missions to help them declutter and get organized. Ladies, 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 ladies. We can't do this for them. They have to want to do it. They know what's in their garage. And they're just as overwhelmed as you are. I'll ask Justin if he'll do this, because every season, now get this, he does it like seasonally, and he does it when he comes back. He just got back from a fishing trip. So when he gets back from the fishing trip, he has to dry out everything, and he has to get his garage back organized with his camping gear and his fishing gear and all this stuff. So, getting his garage organized, when it's not organized, he can't get his truck in there. Because he's got one side of the garage, his wife has the other side of the garage, and he ends up having to park outside the garage because he's got so much stuff. Now, when he gets it organized, he can get his truck in there. And he would like to have his truck in there in the wintertime. So, yes, we're talking about Justin. But I'll ask him if he wants to do some videos or just help us. Now, the best thing we ever did was get a dumpster. And getting a dumpster, we got rid of a bunch of stuff. And every time we pull into the garage, I see things that I could get rid of. There's some bird houses in there. There's some bird feeders I could get rid of. There's some potting. There's some plant pots and ceramic pots that I could get rid of. So yeah, there's a lot of things I could do away with. And most of it's trash. It really is. Most of it is trash. But what you can do is you can grab a box or a bag and you can go into the garage and just ask your husband, is there anything in here we need to get rid of? I'm taking a load of stuff to Goodwill. Do you have anything out here that you don't want anymore? And don't do it for him, but ask him nicely. Ask him nicely if there's anything out there that we can do away with. And you might be surprised. If you do a little at a time, then once you get an opening, you get some space in there, you can reorganize stuff. But when every shelf and every cabinet is full, it's hard to organize. Because you know why? You can't organize clutter. There's no way to organize clutter. Okay, I'll ask Justin to do that. And if he's on here, you can ask him. You have been our fly lady for many years. What is the number one reason that you have seen that keeps people from flying? You're not going to believe this. It's they don't shine your sink. They don't shine their sinks. They say, oh, that's not going to matter. They ignore my number one thing to do is shine your sink. And the second thing is they don't put on their lace-up shoes. Just that simple. They automatically start rebelling. They sign up to get our emails and then they won't do it. And that's because of their perfectionism. They think they know better than me. They might. But guess what? You all that are here right now are living proof that the system that has been set up with us works. You're living proof. So go shine your sink and get dressed to lace up shoes. And you will see a change in your life, in your home, in everything that you do. You will see a difference. My glasses have gotten smudged. Got to use a purple rag. They're half price now. You better get them while we got them. Okay, now I can see. All the words were blurred. Okie dokie, let's see. I will be getting a puppy in 2 weeks. And I haven't gotten routines down yet. Also, I have a 5-year-old and a husband. while working from home? Any advice? I just gave it. Shine your sink. Get dressed to lace up shoes and do a simple 3 to 5 step morning routine and get your child involved, because if you get a puppy, you're going to have, that puppy needs routines. It needs to be fed at a certain hour. It needs to be I think we need we need obedience training with Tulip, because last night she was outside and she wanted in, and she's got this precious little face, and I thought, I'll let her. And first thing she did was to make a beeline and jump into bed with Robert, and standing right on top of him in the middle of the night. It was awful. So I had to take her back out. It's just heartbreaking. So we do need some obedience training. So your routines are going to help you with this puppy, because the puppy, you have to be dressed to lace up shoes to take the puppy out for a walk first thing in the morning, because they get too big for puppy pads. Let me tell you, they get too big and they can fill up a puppy pad in no time at all. In one little squat, they can fill it up. So do your routines. Pick out your clothes the night before. Help your 5-year-old pick out his clothes. 5-year-olds should be going to kindergarten. You got to get up and get the kid to school. So that's my advice. Fly Lady, a while back, mentioned a video she saw about stop it now. Just stop it. What is the video? I'm going to have to ask my sister about that, because I can't remember. Yep, I think it was Harvey Korman from what was the show with, who did the Tarzan yodel? What was her name? I'm trying to think of it. Anyway, it was one of the people on her show, and he was doing a skit, and he was playing a psychiatrist or a psychologist, and somebody was complaining that something, every time she did this, something happened. He'd just say, stop it now. So maybe somebody can find that video. Harvey Korman on YouTube. Stop it now. Carol Burnett. Thanks, Jay. I knew I kept you around for a reason. Okie dokie. How do you cope with traditions? How do you cope when traditions are so set in stone? They are hard to say no to during the holidays. Well, it's your family. You have to sit down with your family and talk about these traditions, and do a vote on them. Find out which ones work, which ones everybody likes. If everybody likes to go to grandmother's on Christmas Eve, then y'all do it. If they don't like it, then have grandma come to your house. But you got to think about it. You got to talk about it. You got to open up the conversation. You got to be willing to compromise. You may not like the tradition, but everybody else in your family does. Somebody found the video. Somebody found the video. Thanks, Georgiana. Oh, Georgina. I'll get it right. My glasses still need to be cleaned. But you have to sit down and discuss it. So, set up a game you're going to play and talk about the holidays and what everybody likes about the holidays. Even record it on your phone if you want to, so you can, so you hear everybody. Go around the table. Have a speaking one. We learned this in Scouts, where you have a speaking stick, and the stick gets passed around, and that's when everybody has to put. We didn't have these back when I was a Girl Scout, but everybody has to put everything down and listen. Ask everyone. Somebody has to be a moderator, but ask everyone what's their favorite thing about Christmas. And then you go around the table and pass the stick around. Maybe it's, maybe it's a hairbrush or some little token that you're going to pass around. And just everybody share. And then go around the table and ask, what's the thing they hate? They dislike the most about the holidays. What is it? And then look at those traditions. Okay. I am a stay-at-home mom. My afternoon and morning routines are already in place. How can I learn to get my housework for the day done first thing in the morning before tackling anything else? Well, that's what your morning routine is for. I don't understand the question. If your routine is too long, it's causing you problems. Your perfectionism is kicking in and it's making you not want to do things. So you've got to be kind to yourself and realize all we're asking for is a simple 15-minute morning routine, a 15-minute afternoon routine, a 15-minute before bed routine, and then declutter for 15 minutes during the day. It may be 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes in the evening, but do that declutter. This is an hour. I'm not expecting you to clean all day. Why somebody thinks that, I don't know. But that's not what we ask you to do. It is all about pacing yourself, getting your routines in place so it's a muscle memory. Let me tell you a story. One time I was trying to learn how to cast a double haul fly rod. Now, double hauling is a technique that I was shown by an Orvis fly fishing instructor, and I just couldn't quite get the rhythm of it while he was showing me. But I remembered his words. And one time I was riding in a car and it's pouring down rain, and I've got my eyes closed and I'm visualizing this routine for a double haul cast. And I'm going through the motions in my head and kind of with my arm, and I'm sitting down so I can't use my legs, but I got the rhythm of it. And then I started going through it all the way. And then when I got out of the car, after about a 30-minute ride of this visualization, I grabbed a fly rod and I did it. Because I practiced the muscle memory. And thinking about, okay, say you're laying in the bed in the morning, and you're laying there, and I usually say a little prayer. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Help me to be all I'm supposed to be for everybody. And, I just go through my little prayer in the morning. And then I think about my routine. My feet are going to hit the floor. I'm going to make the bed because I got a ratty little dog that likes to jump up in my bed. And I don't want dirty dog feet in my bed. So I'm thinking about it. I'm going to go make the bed as fast as I can because I have to make it fast because I got to go potty. So I make the bed. I go to the bathroom. I start getting dressed to lace up shoes. I swish and swipe my bathroom. I grab a load of dirty clothes. I take the clothes to the basement. I go to the kitchen. I empty the dishwasher. I get the coffee. Well, Robert gets the coffee going, but if he's not home, I get the coffee going. And then I flip on my computer. When coffee's making, I run the dust mop or the wet mop around the house, or I get every other day, it's a dust mop or it's a feather duster. And bam, my morning routine is done. I sit down some days and I have breakfast and I have my coffee and I start to look at my messages and I start to think about what I've got to do for all of you. Getting a message going, doing my routine for Fly Lady work. And then I set my timer for 15 minutes. I got to remember to go down the basement, reboot the laundry. And I have a little note on my computer. It says, set my timer for 15 minutes. And that gets me going. So every 15 minutes, my timer's going off. And I'm either going downstairs, getting something going in the kitchen for dinner. It's all about muscle memory, and it's this muscle. This is the most important muscle that you have. This muscle memory, going through the motions and doing one thing after another. When you're on automatic pilot, your house is going to look so wonderful. You're not going to believe it. You are not going to believe how beautiful your house is going to look. And when your house is in order, it gives you time to do other things. Fun things for you. Projects. Maybe you're only going to do 5 minutes on a project of sorting your photographs, or building a photo album, or putting together a recipe book for your adult children. Think about it. You get those routines done. When you do the laundry, put a whole outfit together. Then you don't have to pick out an outfit. You put an outfit together. Take a note card, put a hole in it, and mark it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Take your kids' clothes. They wear them. You wash them. Put them back and roll them in a little tube and put them in their closet so that they have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Put a couple of outfits in each little bin. And then they have something to choose from. Don't give them too many choices. They don't like too many choices. What were the jobs today? Front porch, paper clutter, 5 minutes at a time. I am mostly overwhelmed and unmotivated. Let's see. The ones we had to do from yesterday were declutter your kitchen table, your launch pad, clean off your desk. And then I think I gave you an extra one. Clean off the plants on the front porch. The ones I gave you for tomorrow, it's declutter 5 books, declutter some shoes, and declutter office supplies. There you go. I don't know why it's stuck. I'd love to hear a meditation that lasts 30 minutes at night. Well, I can't. The problem with a meditation is you're listening to somebody else's voice. And for me, that messes with my head. I really don't want to hear somebody else's voices. I want to hear my inner voice helping to calm me down. So what I practice on is breathing. When you want to meditate, and you breathe in, I love, and breathe out, myself. Now, let's talk about the cool down period before you get ready to go to bed at night. You need to turn off your phone. I know you don't want to do that, but I promise you, if you don't look at your phone every 5 minutes, it's not going to break. Turn your phone off. Turn the notifications off on your phone an hour before you want to go to bed. I have an automatic thing on my phone where I don't get any notifications from my lights flash from midnight until 8 a.m. I turn all the notifications off. I go to bed about midnight. Now, if you need to go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, I would turn my notifications off at 9. Now, if there is somebody on your favorites list or a specific person that you don't mind getting texts from in the middle of the night, then you can put them on your exempt list, and you're still gonna get them. But turning those notifications off, shutting your phone off, putting it on to charge, it's gonna help your eyeballs, because our eyeballs pretty much reset our brain with too much light. So we've got to decrease the amount of light that's going into our eyeballs. so we can go to sleep. So I won't sit in front of my makeup mirror at 10 o'clock at night because that resets my brain. I won't turn my full light on in my bathroom. I only turn a light on that's behind my shower curtain, and it's a dimmer light to get ready for bed. So that helps me to not think it's morning, because the lights on your phone are blue light, and it makes you think it's daylight all the time. So let's reset our brains by not having that much light going on. Same thing for televisions and other things. Turn them off. And you're going to be able to go to sleep easier. Now, here is that Calm app. I've heard of that Calm app. And that may be a good way too to help you. But I breathe in, I love, and I breathe out myself. This is the mantra that I made up for me back in 1990 because I didn't want to say some word that I didn't know what it was. So I would breathe in, I love, and I would breathe out myself. And the whole idea behind this meditation was to slow down the thoughts in my brain. Because our brain goes 90 miles an hour 24/7. So let's slow down the brain. Now, think of sitting in your body and looking with your inside eyes at the back side of your forehead. And that is a TV screen. And it's got that ticker tape going along the bottom. And just think of your thoughts as that ticker tape, and it's going really fast. Our goal is to slow it down to a crawl. Just barely, one thought at a time instead of 15. One thought at a time. And if you're thinking about something, or if you have an itch or whatever, deal with it. And if it keeps coming back up, it may be something you need to deal with outside of meditation. So if you're thinking about an ugly word somebody said to you, you may need to write about it or whatever. But the main thing is just to slow your thought process down. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to slow your blood pressure down. You're going to lower your blood pressure. You're going to feel a sense of ease. And when you finally lay down in the bed, you're going to be calm and quieted. Your brain is going to be quieted. Now, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you have trouble going back to sleep, one thing I recommend is the I am principles. It's not really what it's called. Pardon me. But they're affirmations for you. So I am articulate. You go through the ABCs and you think on one thing at a time. I am A, artsy. I am B, brave. I am C, courageous. You can get on a theme. And you go through these ABCs, and sometimes it's hard to think of one, but you process it and you go through it. And sometimes I'll fall asleep at like K or J, and if I wake up again, I know right where I was. And it's just the most beautiful way to get back to sleep when you've woken up. It's really quite strange, but it works. And you're going to bed with these I ams, because I ams are a powerful tool of telling the world. Now, one of my favorite authors is Scott Adams, and he wrote a book many years ago, The Future According to Dilbert or something like that. But the last 2 chapters in his book were about affirmations just like this. And you're putting it out into the universe, telling God that you want to be artistic, you want to be brave, you want to be courageous, you want to be determined. And I am saying it gives it, it's an act of faith. And he wrote about this, and I read this book many years ago, and it was a powerful book, and that's why I've been drawn to his podcast. Please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. This week, Saturday, they will be laying his stepson to rest. He died of a fentanyl overdose. It's what they think. But he is on this bandwagon to get rid of opioids, to stop this fake fentanyl from coming into the country from China. And we should all be with him on every front to protect our children and ourselves from this horrible scourge. You know, China has been producing opioids forever. Mexico produces opioids in the form of heroin from poppies. I mean, raw heroin. So we've got to get rid of this stuff. I have a sister that died of some type of heart problem that was made worse with alcohol and drugs. So, folks, let's pray for our country and let's get rid of this stuff. It's such a loss to everyone. There's not anyone that's immune to this terrible, terrible scourge on society. No one is immune. So if you've got to go to the doctor or to the dentist, tell them you don't want any opioids. None. And meditation can help you deal with the pain. What I just taught you can help you deal with the pain. And pain is a good thing. Pain really is a good thing, because pain tells you when you're doing too much. It's when we take a pain pill that we don't realize we're damaging ourselves. And I was so proud of my sister Dina when she had her knees replaced, and she had to have them done twice. Because she was in a car accident, head-on collision with a teenage driver that dislocated both of her brand new knees. So she didn't take any pain medication. She didn't. I mean, she probably took a total of 3, and they were mainly when she went to do physical therapy for the surgery. But she used a TENS unit, TENS unit. And they're becoming commonplace. You got to ask for them. And they will help you with your pain. They will help you with your pain. Meditation will help you with your pain. The reason I started meditating, I was trying to teach my mother how to get rid of pain, because she had rheumatoid arthritis. And you know, she didn't believe me at all that it would help. But it does help. It does help. It really does. Okay, I got more questions here. I got sidetracked, didn't I? Let's see. I know the finish of this question. I know it would keep my marriage happy and tension free and relieve a ton of stress for myself when it's done, dusted first thing in the day. But for some reason, I try to do my company tasks first, and then calls and mails and orders roll in, and I postpone. And you got to get this routine done at the top of every hour. Do something in the house. And make you up some tiles. Look here. Make you up some little sheets of paper or some little tiles, and put dust. If you feather dust, it only takes 2 minutes. Do 2-minute tasks on these tiles. 2-minute tiles. Let's call them that. 2-minute tiles. 2-minute tiles. And at the top of every hour, do 2 minutes. And you're going to be so surprised. And set your timer. Every 15 minutes you need to get up and move around. Don't get locked into sitting at your desk for hours on end. Set your timer and get moving. Okay. Now, having a menu plan, she keeps it's time for dinner and later doesn't come. Okay. First thing in the morning, I want you to have on your calendar, and our calendar is big enough for menu planning. The squares are just the right size. You can put your menu plan in it. You look at your calendar, part of your morning routine, and you see what's for dinner. Last night, as part of your before bed routine, you pulled something out of the freezer and put it in the refrigerator to cook for dinner the next day. It's all the process, not piling on and putting off, not procrastinating. It's all of a process. Progress makes perfection. It's progress, not perfection. We can do this. And thinking about what's for dinner first thing in the morning when you're getting ready to go to work, it's going to make your day much nicer, because you're going to come home from work, your dinner's going to be in the crock pot, and you're going to be so happy because your wife's been cooking and you were the wife. You were the wife. So you can do this. It makes it so much easier on you when you just do a little today that's going to help you tomorrow. So that menu planning that you've been putting off, let's sit down and think about it for a second here. You're going to go to the grocery store Friday, Saturday, Sunday. One of those days you're probably going to go to the grocery store to get stocked up for the week. I know a lot of people like to do their grocery shopping when they get paid on Friday. But think about going. Laura told me the other day, Flylay Laura, she said she went to the grocery store after we got back from some meeting we were at, and it was 9 o'clock at night. And she says, there's nobody in the grocery store at 9 o'clock at night. Nobody. And I got through so fast, and I didn't have to work around people. It was just in and out. How cool is that? Go to the grocery store at an odd time, and you can get it done. Make sure your refrigerator is cleaned out before you go to the grocery store. Make sure you have a grocery list before you go to the grocery store. And the beauty of having a phone with you all the time, you can put your grocery list in your phone, and you've always got it with you. Just think about it. Think about it. So, let's menu plan. What are you cooking Sunday for Sunday dinner? You going to put on a pot roast? You're going to make a Boston butt and make some North Carolina barbecue? Think about something for dinner that you can put in the crock pot, and it can cook while you're at church, and you'll have it for that evening. Even making a spaghetti sauce is good. So think about that. Then Monday. What are you going to have Monday? A lot of people do meatless Monday. So you can put on a big pot of pinto beans. Yum! That makes me hungry. I may have to put some on when I get through here. A pot of pinto beans. And if you have some leftover barbecue or... I cooked German the other night. And I cook sauerkraut, and that's the stinkingest stuff I've ever had in my house. Usually I have my doors and windows open, and it stunk up my house for 2 days to the point that I was about ready to gag. And I like sauerkraut. So think about Monday, meatless Monday, Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Yum. Justin went fishing last week, and he got a lot of flounder and redfish and all kinds of stuff. Tacos, fish tacos, nothing better. There's my friend Donna. Hey, Donna. We were talking the other day about retirement. I'm not ever going to retire. Ever, 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 ever. Because I got too much to do. I got too much to do, and I think she does too. So let's think about our menus so that we can buy the things at the grocery store that we have it in the house to cook. So Wednesday, clean out your refrigerator on Wednesday. Do surprise chicken. I mean, the last time I made surprise chicken, I threw 4 or 5 chicken breasts in. You can do chicken thighs or anything. And I emptied a bunch of little Zaxby's and blue cheese dressing and all kinds of things that I had a drawer full of in my refrigerator. It was taking up room, and I cleaned out a couple of condiment jars, threw it in the crock pot, let it cook, served it over noodles and wide noodles, and it was wonderful. I had frozen chicken breasts. They were different flavors, like lemon pepper and some different things. I stuck them in there frozen because they thaw up right quick. Cooked it for about 5 hours and bam, it was good. Robert said, well, how'd you make this? And I said, it's surprise chicken. You never know what it is. Sometimes it's going to be a little jerk flavor because we like jerk sauce, and sometimes we have a little bit of that left over. Sometimes it's going to be a barbecue. You just never know. So surprise chicken on Wednesday. Thursday, it's errand day. So let's get something that maybe a soup and a sandwich or a chili. Oh, that sounds good, but it's not quite cold enough for chili yet at our house. But some kind of soup or a stew or chili or roast beef stew, something like that as it gets fall. It's soup weather. Enjoy it. And Friday, maybe it's always pizza night on Friday. Making homemade pizzas is fun if you got the ingredients, and stirring up a pizza dough is just nothing. Bobby Flay has a great one. So folks, and Saturday can be something in the crock pot too. So have some fun planning these menus. It's going to save you money. Look at what's in your freezer and cook out of your freezer and your pantry for the next 2 months, and you will have saved a ton of money, because every time you can keep yourself out of the grocery store, you save $50. Did you know that? Now, my granny she taught me that everything we throw away out of our refrigerator and our freezer is like putting dollar bills down the toilet or the trash can. There's somebody that puts dollar bills in the toilet on a commercial. I don't even know what it's for anymore. But he puts these whole bunch of dollar bills. Every time we throw something away from our refrigerator and our pantry and our freezer, it's throwing dollar bills down the toilet. Let's cook it up and eat it so that we don't have to throw it away because it's freezer burned. Well, you can go back and listen to it again, Misty. So, folks, let's have some fun this week. Let's please commit to menu planning. I want you to do it right now. Set a timer for 2 minutes and write down as many favorite things that you like to cook and the kids like to eat. Get them all down. Tear them into pieces of paper and little strips of paper. Put them in a bowl and draw them out, and you got menu plan for the week. Then think about all the stuff that has to go with that. Keep it simple. Stuff for salads. You buy a head of lettuce. It's much cheaper than a bag of chopped greens. It's not hard to cut up lettuce. It really isn't. And cabbage, keeping cabbage in your refrigerator to make slaw out of. Let me tell you a good recipe for slaw. This is sort of a Japanese slaw. You take some cabbage and you cut it into like 1 inch pieces. And then you sprinkle it with salt and you let it sit while you're cooking. And then you take 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise. And you can sprinkle a little sugar on it if you want to. I don't like the sugar, but you can do that. And stir it around. And then you have this wonderful slaw. The salt draws the water out, which helps to spread the mayonnaise around. And the cabbage keeps in your refrigerator because you don't have to use it all. It doesn't take a quarter head of cabbage will serve 4 people when you make this slaw. And I like to put a lot of pepper on it. Fresh ground pepper. So it's a great slaw. And I make my own like teriyaki sauce too. And it's real easy to make, and it's really good to dip chicken wings in. Yes, you can make your own chicken wings. You can buy a whole thing of chicken wings and you can cut them up. And you take the little pointy parts that you don't use for chicken wings and you put them in a pot and make broth out of it. Chicken broth. And I like to reduce it down and put it into ice cube trays. And then I've got my own little ice cubes of chicken broth to use for seasoning. So folks, it's easy if we'll just start thinking about it. Cooking from scratch is not hard. But you got to do it to save money. Because buying prepared food, it doesn't save you any money. But learning how to cook, and when you're going to make a lasagna, make 2 lasagnas. If you're going to make a meatloaf, make 2 meatloafs. Put one in the freezer and put it on your calendar to eat it within the next month. So if you're going to have it on the first Thursday of the month, the first Thursday of the next month, you have the meatloaf. Buy a hamburger in bulk. Put it in your crock pot. Cut up 3 or 4 onions with it. And put some water with it. A cup of water, because you're going to drain this stuff off. And then you've got pre-cooked hamburger meat that's stirred every 15 minutes. And before you know it'll be done, let it cool. Drain it. Bag it up into 2-cup packages. And you've got pre-cooked hamburger meat for your own hamburger helper, for your own taco seasonings. See how easy that is? You've done enough hamburger meat for 10 meals. And it took you 3 or 4 hours of your crock pot doing all the work. It's all about this muscle right here. This muscle will help us plan our menus. It'll save us money. And we won't be, processed food has so much salt in it that all we do is swell up. But when we cook for ourselves, we can eliminate much of that salt. Why do you think the processed food tastes so good? Because it's got a ton of salt in it and sugar. How long will meat last in the fridge? 2 to 3 days most, if it's in the refrigerator. If it's in the freezer, probably around 3 months. But in the Betty Crocker cookbook, it tells you how long things last. You can look it up online, how long things last. I would start using this stuff up, keeping an inventory of your freezer so you know what's in there all times. In November, we're going to be cooking out of our freezers and our pantries and our refrigerators. So, folks, let's menu plan. Let's get some things done. And just brainstorm with your own self. You can do this. You can do that. Now, another good recipe I like is hamburger meat, onion, browned. And this is what I use my pre-cooked hamburger meat for. And then I take a can of golden cream of mushroom soup. It's got to be the golden because it's a brown. And you can use a tub of sour cream, 8 ounces of sour cream, or a stick of cream cheese. Either one works. And get it all mixed up together and cook a bag of noodles, a bag of wide noodles. Stir it up. You got Hamburger Helper. Quick and easy. It takes 15 minutes. It takes longer to boil the water than it does to make the dinner because you've pre-cooked your hamburger meat. And it's a quick and easy meal. We all need some quick and easy meals in our life. We really do. Some of those things we can pull out of the pantry at a moment's notice. Leanne used to do something with black beans that was wonderful. I'll have to find that recipe and maybe send it out to everybody. Everybody, let's have some fun thinking about menu planning. Can be fun. It doesn't have to be hard work. And go check out Leanne's website, savingdinner.com. She's got some great things going on. I sent a message out with her stuff yesterday. Check her out. She can really teach you how to menu plan. And if you sign up for her menu mailer, hot melt stuff, she's going to send you 3 recipes. Yep. Cooking doesn't have to be hard. It really doesn't. You can do it. If I can do it, anybody can. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow. It's Friday. Get to do the weekend dance. So I will see you later. Love you all. Bye.